Mike Huber, lead columnist, Moneyball Hitter Magazine, and team hitting specialist. Listen, this is going to be an interesting article. This is about how you hire a hitting coach. Okay? If you're an owner or a manager of a team and you want to hire a hitting coach, be very, very, very careful as to who you hire. And I know most people are hiring hitting coaches for several reasons that don't make any sense. They're your friends, you know them. They're in a networking circle. They have agents who do all their marketing for them. They camelback on certain players and maybe certain teams that they were lucky enough to be associated with. Those are the top reasons that hitting coaches get hired. Or that they've just played, they used to be a good player and played for so long and made so many friends, like we said, the networking system, and they get involved in coaching and they somewhere land on a job. Okay? Now, when hitting coaches know how to play the BS game, as we call it, they know how to talk hitting. They can ramble off a lot of, I don't know, hitting statements, cues, keywords that makes them sound like that they know what they're talking about. Okay? Because they've been around the game, they know the language, the lingo type of thing, and they sound like they know what they're talking about. Also, a hitting coach can be very educated. Okay, could come from a really nice school. Okay, he could do a lot of research on hitting. Um, he can be involved in all the technologies of hitting and everything like that. All those things still don't matter. Okay, what matters is, did the hitting coach throughout his career get results with the hitters that he worked with and with the teams that he's worked with over the years? It's as simple as that. And does he have hitters who could say, yes, my numbers were here, and after working with that guy, my numbers got here? If you really want to hire a good hitting coach, at least over 70% of all hitters that hitting coach worked with should have gotten better. Okay? So I'm throwing a lot at you about a hitting coach, his career, being successful. Okay? Now, I've been a hitting coach for over 20 years. And when I first started being a hitting coach, it really bothered me that I could not get but 10 to 30% of my hitters any better, which left about 70 to 80% of my hitters not getting any better or getting worse. So I decided to do some, not only research, but deep, deep research that was out of the box. And by good chance, I discovered some things about hitting that really nobody knows out there. And I'm telling you, if you're a hitting coach out there listening to this, or you're going to hire a hitting coach's ceiling should be able to get players on your roster, on your team. 70 to 80% of them should get better from one year to the next, or at least get them to their ceiling. Okay? At the professional level, almost every player at the professional level should be able to hit 10 to 15 home runs and hit 270 or higher. Okay? And that's not happening. They're not even close to that. So right now, every hitter in the major leagues is around 250 and under 5 home runs. Okay? So they're not even close to their ceiling, which means the hitting coaches are not helping out in that regard. All right? So hitting coach is a difficult job, and you are in charge of 15 hitters, yes, by yourself. Well, nowadays you got 2 hitting coaches per major league team, and still major league hitting is getting worse. Okay? But if you know what you're talking about, your hitters should not get worse. year in and year out, and we're seeing this trend throughout the major leagues. We're also seeing it at the college levels, and everybody's putting the blame on the new bats and everything like that. Okay. Well, if you got new bats, and the bats are like the wooden bats, and they have the sweet spots about the same as where a wooden bat is, teach them new ways to hit to overcome that. Instead of saying, oh, it's just the new bats, and I guess we'll just go to small ball or situational hitting. Okay? Be able to figure that stuff out. All right? So, hitting coaches, usually, if they go through their career or the gamut, what they fake the truth. So they know how to talk the talk and walk, but they don't know how to walk the walk. Because we've already gone through all the major league hitting coaches, and 90% of them, their teams are getting worse, or they get fired from one year to the next. So, they talk the talk, but when the numbers come in, it's just not happening for them. But yet, at the major league level, all these hitting coaches that get fired get rehired by somebody else even after they fail. How would you like to have a job where you fail all the time at the same type of job and then you get rehired by another company? Okay? That happens too. But, this is more point blank. This is more point blank. But this is what's happening. Major league teams are spending millions of dollars on great hitters, and then a nice salary for the hitting coach to come in and mostly destroy the hitters. We know right now that the technology about hitting is not very good, or else hitting would not be as bad as it is today. It is nearly 20 points worse than it was since 1972 for team batting averages in the major leagues, and close to 50 points worse in slugging percentages. Okay, the power numbers are going down, everything's going down, and this doesn't bode well for the hitting coaches. And this all starts in the minor leagues, even in college and in high school, and most hitting coaches only know some things about hitting, and then they know some things that really ruin a lot of hitters. Okay? If you're being told to get your front foot down, widen your base, knob to the ball, back knee to the ball, keep your front shoulder in, keep your eye on the ball, or keep your head down during the whole swing, that sort of stuff, which are the most popular things out there right now, you will never reach your ceiling. Now, we are Moneyball hitting specialists, and the reason that we call our magazine Moneyball magazine is because Moneyball is all about finding players who can hit for high average, slug, okay, which helps that particular player get on base more, and it helps score more runs for the team because that person has more RBIs. Okay, so you're getting on base and you're hitting more power shots. That's helping your team. The more you can find on any one team, the better offense you're going to have. It's as simple as that. So what we do is players who have had their fill of hitting coaches and hitting philosophies that just don't work come to us. We unravel all the crap that they've learned. We show them the right and truthful techniques that we stand behind, and that we can honestly say that if we go into a team, our goal is, geez, your team could use some help. They're at least 50 points better in their team batting average and their slugging percentage, and that's going to be our goal this year to do that. Okay? How are we going to do that? I don't know. Give me your worst 3 hitters right now. We'll turn them around within a couple of days, and you can see them hit batting practice like they've never hit batting practice before, and then let's play a few games with these players, and you'll see the difference. If you want to learn how to hit curveballs for power, hit for power the opposite way, the secret to staying back, how to increase your bat speed, how to increase the length on your ball, how to hit the ball more square, more consistently, then this is the magazine that you want to be at. But the point of this article is, if you're going to hire a new hitting coach, is he saying all the things that I'm saying? Does he have all the testimonials that we at Moneyball Hitter magazine have? Basically, all of our testimonials are at our brother and sister site called qbmagic.com. If you go to that site, you'll find all of our testimonials, and we have most of the 100 teams that we've worked with, and testimonials as to, yeah, this guy said what he was going to say. We were 50 points worse after using major league techniques, and then we used this guy's technique, and we got 50 points better. Okay? So, you know, shooting specialists in the NBA, they're not regular coaches, they're just specialists, and they come in and help NBA players with their shots. Okay? So this is what this is. It's something sort of like that. We are hitting specialists. Okay? We help hitters and teams hit the ball harder, hit it more consistently, be able to hit different off-speed pitches, and we don't even practice situational hitting or two-strike hitting or any of that sort of stuff. Okay? We basically get the numbers up. If you're a hitting coach out there in the major leagues, minor leagues, your hitting numbers should go up from one year to the next. Okay? Especially if you have the consistency of players that you are working with. You know that you get new players in and everything too. If you get a new player in, you look at his history of hitting. Was he a 250 hitter? Then you got to raise him higher. Okay? You're a hitting coach. Okay? You major league owners and managers, you're hiring hitting coaches that are not getting the job done. They're getting fired from one team to the next because their teams can't hit. They've gotten their hands on at least 15 to 30 guys each and every year, and only a couple of them get better, which leaves about 70 to 80% of the guys that most hitting coaches get their hands on don't get better at all, get worse, and then sometimes their career's over with because of some of the tips and so-called tricks that these major league hitting coaches use on these hitters that don't work. And then they ignore that they just didn't work, and they go on after the next job and teach the same stuff. If you're a hitter out there, or if you may be in the management or ownership field, can you see what's happening out there? It's true. Hitting's at its worst point right now. It's because of the hitting coaches and the hitting technology that's out there right now. There's too much over-information out there with video analysis and all sorts of stuff that's going on out there. Okay? Swing reports, situational hitting, all this sort of stuff. Hitting is the most mysterious skill to know because a lot of what's happening in the swing is happening underneath the skin of the hitter, and you can't see it on video. So there's a lot of experts, and they really sound like they know what they're talking about, that are doing all the video analysis and really trying to help the players, but you can't see what's happening in a swing on video. You got to know what's happening underneath the skin. What muscles are popping first? What's the chain reactions of muscles that pop in a swing? Then how do you teach it? How do you keep it simple? Because you can't overcomplicate things, okay? And basically, the number one thing is, where's your numbers, hitting coaches? How many players have you gotten better? Not, oh, I played on this team, or I coached on this team and we won this championship. How about the 4 or 5 other teams that you just completely demolished with your hitting techniques? Nobody talks about that. That's why you hitting coaches have agents, so you know how to avoid that sort of talk. Okay? So, hiring a hitting coach, I'd be very, very careful about who you hire, and I would look at the numbers from each and every year that that hitting coach is there and make sure that these hitters are not spiraling downward. Because if they are, and this hitting coach has supervision over these guys, or especially have his hands on them, then it very much could be the hitting coach's fault. And in most cases, this is what we are seeing here at Moneyball Hitter Magazine. Okay? Thanks for listening. Mike Huber. We will talk to you next time. Over and out.